Price channels are what happens when the price of a security or a stock symbol oscillates or goes between two parallel lines, right? So they can be horizontal, ascending, descending. You can think about trend lines on each side. So finding, those channels, like when price kind of goes up, they can be kind of tight channels, like going kind of more in like a specific direction, or they can be broadening kind of formation channels as well. So there's things like just kind of like sideways, up, down channels, as well as kind of like those megaphone patterns. So what you want to be careful of is when price gets to the upper channels, that's where you might look to sell those resistance levels. You look to buy low near the lower, the bottom, the base of the channels, and sell high near the tops of the channels, right? Or that's if you're going long. If you're going short, you sell high near the tops of the channels and buy low to cover. So let me show you how this kind of comes together on charts. Everything comes together through technical analysis. These patterns form by the buying and selling between the technical and fundamental traders. They form candlesticks, which forms patterns, which forms these trend lines and these channels. So you'll see typically these channels will happen with a lot with the bigger stocks, but they'll happen on the small caps as well. You might have to zoom in on different time frames, or many times you'll see with the small caps or the penny stocks, they're just down channels, right? So you'll see kind of what these channels are. You basically connect as many peaks and valleys as possible. So you can see something right here with Amazon. See how I connect this peak up here, and see how I can connect right up into these levels here, and then I can connect the bases right here. So see how price is kind of in this channel right here? That's an up channel, right? Then you can see it reverses, kind of goes down over in here, and what do you see here? So here's an up channel, and then here's a down channel, right? So that's what a price channel is. Again, they're not always perfect. The larger cap stocks, or the bigger the name, the tighter the channel, and the more reliable the moves. So when you're looking to trade something like this, you look, if you're buying, you look nearer to these support levels, right? So buying low off of support, the lower channel, and then when price starts to get to these upper levels, this is where you would look to sell or take your profits. And then on the way down, you'll see a lot of these things, they'll turn to bull flags right here, and then they'll turn into bear flags many of times as well. So, if you're looking to short or go on a down channel, when price starts kind of reversing or rejecting, if you miss this entry over here, you would have had this nice, again, here you go, here's another channel. So you'll see these channels can be bigger channels overall, but then they're also part of smaller channels which turn into those flags. So you'll see this is kind of a, right here, right? A down channel right here with inside of it, right? So you can see a down little channel and then it goes up a little bit. What is that? That's a bear flag, right? So you'll see right here, you could take a short position as price kind of fails down here, and then obviously you can take your profits where you look at support resistance levels. That's up to you on when you're going to determine to take your profits, but that's kind of these channels right here. You see how their kind of price goes up in these channels? Down, up, down. And you see right here, kind of when I go down right here. So there's bigger overall channels and then smaller ones. And then it all goes depend on what your trading style is, right? If this is, on a daily chart, you can zoom out. If I remove here this, I can go to a weekly chart. And then you'll start to see, sometimes they get kind of choppier, right? So this is, you can see more of a clearly defined one kind of up over in here. Kind of right over in, you can go up like this or you can go like this, right? So you can see a channel kind of right here. Price is up and down in this channel. And then you'll get sideways channels too, right? So you'll see stuff like this where price will just trade sideways for a while. So sometimes you'll get little fake outs or moves up, but like kind of right in here, right here, see how price is just moving in this sideways channel right here. And then you'll see along the way, so it's been trading sideways for a while on a weekly chart, and then you'll get these occasional little pops over it, right? But typically it's still price is just trading in that channel. But then you go down to, let's say, there's hourly charts, right? So you can say there's down channel right here. So if I just remove these drawings, I can kind of connect right down into here, and you can say this is more of like a down channel, right? So price is kind of ebbing and flowing in this channel, but you can zoom in depending on when things are happening, right? You can kind of zoom in more to the shorter term and see like, okay, there's a channel here, right? And then what does it do? It goes and kind of reverses, and there's a possible, basically a channel. All right, let me connect it here. Oh, my drawing tools are going weird. So you see like kind of going down, then up, then down, and then up, right? So you see how that works? So that's kind of like there's the bigger overall channels, and then you find them inside of it. And that's where, you know, these channels inside of the bigger overall channels make up things like bull flags, bear flags. Sometimes you'll see, again, like cup and handles within that bigger overall channel. You'll see today, price isn't really going very well within penny stocks, but just to kind of show you what it looks like within a penny stock, you'll see this right now on the high day scanner. There's really not much popping up, but let me just show you what this looks like zooming in on a 1 minute chart to find the channels. You'll see there's really not. So this is a pre-market one. So you'll see price had kind of this channel right up over here in the pre-market. So there was an up channel. Then there was kind of that down channel right over in here. And then you'll see like things get kind of choppy along the way. But you'll see like these little, see kind of how these little things go down like that. They form those flags. These little channels here. Like that. And then, you know, going at open, let's see what happens. So it's kind of choppy over here. Not really anything going on, but you can see kind of like, it's kind of trading sideways at the moment. Kind of like right over in kind of here. It's really not the greatest right now. So you'll see kind of a trading sideways channel, right? And then, so that's where that's really what it's just connecting as many peaks and valleys, right, as possible when it's trading sideways, you know, going up and down. And that's where, you know, when you're trading like the overall market or you're looking at futures, you know, you can find these channels and see how the market moves in these channels overall, the ups and downs, and it helps you to determine, you know, when you're trading stocks, you know, stocks will run with the market overall, and it's got the overall like ebbs and flows, right? So the kind of like just like this. Down, down. And then, you know, they're not always going to be perfect, right? But kind of down, kind of up. You'll see like, again, a lot of trading sideways action as well. But that's kind of just to show you that's important to learn this stuff, so you can say these channels become essentially trend lines many times, but it's just how price ebbs and flows in those channels, and it helps you to show the areas on where to buy and sell. That's how support and resistance comes into play.